Hello, I am just finishing up a hike here and I had some thoughts I wanted to share with you. Some things that have been helpful to me. I don't know if you guys, I'm sure many of you are in places in your life that feel like you're in limbo for a little bit, like you're making decisions or you've made decisions and you're waiting for something. Maybe it's a job change or a house move or some opportunity for your kids or for yourself or things like that. And I've been back from Mexico for about a week now, and we're starting to settle into life. We don't have in our plans to go back until April unless something changes with our house selling or with other things we may need to do there. And so I've been trying to reestablish some family routines and things that we've kind of lost as we've been so busy over the holidays and back and forth trips. And my mind tends to go into future mode a lot when I'm making decisions or things seem to be in limbo, like I said, and you start to kind of live a little bit in the future problem solving mode about, okay, how are we going to do this? And it can be really easy to lose track of what's here and now, what's important at this moment, and to just enjoy it. I know there's like every phase in my life, there's things that I miss, friends or people or things I got to do. And I know that when we move on to a different phase in our life right now, I'm going to really miss this. I'm going to miss these backyard hikes, the time I have one-on-one with my children. I don't know, there's so many things right now that I'm so thankful for. And that's what I've been practicing lately, is when my mind starts to be too much in the future to where I don't feel content. I've just been practicing deep gratitude for this moment, for this time in my life, for the relationships I have right now. Each kid gets older every day. It's never going to be like this again. And so to just notice, pay attention, and to be deeply grateful. So that's something that has been really helpful, as we don't know a lot about what's in the future right now. It's kind of just in God's hands. I think we've done what we can. If there's little things here and there that I still need to do, but really it's just in the Lord's hands right now with how quickly we can get out there and when the right time is. And so establishing a really strong family culture right now is crucial, I believe, for the work we have ahead, because it's just going to be an extension of that family culture. The things that we prioritize right now are going to be the same things we prioritize regardless of what we're doing in the future. I have 3 adults, children. One of them is serving a mission in Mexico City, so he's not home, but 2 of them are home. One of them was away at school for a while, and she's back trying to earn some money to be able to get back to school. And the other one is currently getting signed up for online classes because she plans to go to Mexico and just plans to finish college online. And there's a very different dynamic as your kids get older about how to parent them, When all of my kids were little, they just did what was in my plan, my agenda, right? I had like a set routine and everybody was good with it because I set the routine for the home. And as kids get older, they start having other things pull at their attention and their time, other activities from church or from friends, from school, and different things start to pull them away, which is healthy and good, right? They have to be their own people, but it makes it very tricky to figure out, like, okay, I just feel like our family culture has gotten very watered down lately because it's a learning time right now where we're seeing, okay, what does this mean with adults and with littles, and how do we keep a family culture, inviting the older people, what's expected of them when they live at home. So I have a lot of thoughts. I'm going to do another video, I think, about some of the things I'm learning, some of the inspiration that's come as I've been praying and figuring these things out about parenting adults and expectation of family culture and what it means and some of the principles behind that. And just a quick update on what happened in Mexico while I was there. I did get to go and see the missionary school that I'm interested in taking our family to while we wait to have things built in our property in Quintana Roo. I did a little video about what my immediate impressions were after I visited there. So here's that video. Just got out of touring the mission orphanage. It's like a school / orphanage / like after school program. They have a lot of cool things there. And I was super impressed by what I saw and the feelings I had there. I think I just kind of pulled off like after I left because I just wanted to make sure I document some of these things. I didn't bring my journal, so I'm gonna do like a little video just processing, I guess, of what's going on in my head. We've been here in Tijuana. This is day 3 now. And today I decided to come out here. I'm just really searching for a good way for us to know what we're doing, right? We're trying to follow God, trying to serve his children and help these children that have been abandoned because of addictions or different things. And I feel like that is a really good thing. And of course, God is going to want to help us with it. And I'm trying to be guided about how to do it. What's the best way that's good for our family, right? They're obviously like my stewardship, so we got to make sure that we're not running faster than we have strength or trying to look beyond the mark with things that maybe are going to hurt our family because we're trying to help everybody else, you know? So that's always something I'm trying to keep in mind and trying to be really prayerful and careful about. Where's my heart? Where is my family? Are we doing this together? Are we united? And trying to just kind of see what God wants us to do and how, right? Because you can sometimes move too quickly in something. I expect to do this. I jump in because I'm so enthusiastic, and sometimes I haven't done the prep work or the planning work. And I mean, I learn a lot along the way, so it's kind of a good way to live. I enjoy learning that way, just kind of getting my hands dirty and going and moving and learning as I go. But there's also something to be said about planning enough, especially when you're also involving, 8 other children and your husband, and we're trying to move forward in a way that's unified. It takes a little more time that we can all get on the same page without my family feeling forced or my husband feeling like, what are you doing? All these things are happening and I'm just over here trying to figure it out. So all of that's been on my mind, and I've been seeing, you guys want to see, this is kind of interesting. This is Tijuana right now. It's been so much rain and there's just puddles all over the roads, and I had to go through a lot of that to get here. I was a little nervous, but we made it and it's been fine, and I'm really glad I came. At first I was kind of like not sure if I should come because I hate leaving the kids at the orphanage while I'm here. I just want to spend time with them, and it was a 45-minute drive, and now it's an hour drive because of traffic back. But I just knew that I would regret it if I didn't at least come check this place out because it's been on my mind so much, and I'm really glad I did. But what I learned, this couple came from San Francisco, and they started this little orphanage, just like little by little built a little house. They wanted to help abandoned children, orphan children, and that morphed into a school, and now they have more kids in the school than they actually have in the orphanage. I think they serve 50 kids in the orphanage here, but most of the kids come from the community that have parents who work and who would otherwise either have to be in an orphanage because they can't take care of them, or they'd be neglected at home. And so they've built this like school for those parents that don't have a lot of money. They just pay for food really, and then through donations and stuff they're able to get enough so that the kids can stay there, have caretakers, they have a little school, and they are able to help these kids and keep families together, which I think is so beautiful. So I toured it. They have this super neat basketball court, they have like a swimming pool and a football area, play area for the kids. They have all these little homes that kind of surround these play areas. This is exactly what I was envisioning in my head as well, and so it was really cool to see it like come to be kind of in action, right? So I had these little homes that surround this play area, and the homes have 3 rooms on one side, 3 rooms on the other side, and usually they have like a room, like a home for girls, and the next home would be for like boys or something, and the younger girls will stay on one side, the older girls will stay on the other side, and the couple, the parent couple that stays with the kids, that's their caretakers, is in the middle, like in their own bedroom. And so there's this family environment. They wake up. I was talking to the man that was giving me the tour, was a house parent at one point. So I asked him his schedule, and he said that they usually woke up at 5 a.m. That his wife would start cooking breakfast for I think he had 15 kids living in the home at the time. And he would start helping them get ready to go, make sure they had their backpacks and everything ready for school. And then at 6, they would eat breakfast. And then at 7, the bus would take him. And then they would go to the School of Missions and learn how to take care of these kids that have trauma, and then how to start your own ministry, those sort of things. And so then they would do that, and then the kids would come home from school. They eat at the cafeteria there, their dinner, but then they go in and they have like family activities, and then they go to bed, So it's more of a home environment instead of an institution, which is exactly what I'm hoping to create for those who don't have parents who can stay with them, or who are in addictions and just are beyond like wanting help. I want to have a place where the parents who do want help to get out of those can come and learn and keep and be able to have their kids. But for those who are just unwilling at that point, and the kids have no resources, that they can have at least a family environment where they have siblings and parents and feel like they're in a safe place at home, right? And so that's what he did. he was able to get like less tuition for the school admissions by being a house parent. So these ideas are going on in my mind, because then I could actually have a vision of how to do it. I'd be able to learn from all these different people that have had all this experience. I wouldn't just go in with like, okay, go and just figure things out on my own. I think it'd be a lot better for my kids. It'd be a lot better for the kids that we're going to serve, for us to have these experiences. So I just loved the feeling. The man who was walking me through was such a good person. He was an orphan himself, and he has this just big desire in his heart to serve. So that's why he's working here. He lives here as well. It's just beautiful. I loved just seeing what they've been able to create in only 30 years and how many people they serve. And I love looking at the little kids and how they look so happy there in their school. And I don't know, just the whole vision was beautiful to see, you know, face to face. So lots of questions. I still am not sure, but I did love the feeling I felt here. And that means something. Whether it was just cool to see our vision come to be, you know, and see how beautiful it could be. And I haven't talked to Bill about any of this, so I still don't know what he's feeling. But I just wanted to kind of get my thoughts out about where I'm at and what my thoughts are. I would love for him to come tour it too, and to see how he feels when he's here. So we'll have to make a time to do that here soon. Yeah, good things. I'll kind of show you around here what it looks like in this area. It's really pretty. It actually reminds me a little bit of Utah, with the mountains and the hills and all the rocks. The roads are obviously nicer in Utah, but it's just a really pretty area. And the school admissions is over there. You go past those trees, and I'll bring the rest of the family soon if it starts to feel right. And if we sit on this for a while and it still feels really good and peaceful, and my husband starts to come around, then we'll come as a family, and we'll see what happens. So before I head back, I think I want to do a little processing about the last couple of days, where my emotions have been and some of my thoughts, because once I get back to the orphanage, my time's not my own anymore, and I'll be playing and just loving kids. So some of the thoughts I've had, it's always like, we came in, there was a couple kids that we loved that were gone, so that's always super sad and super difficult. But these two kids went with family, so I was also very happy because they're not in orphanage anymore. They get to be back with their family, and so I was really happy for them. Just sad that we won't see them again. But we got to meet a couple new people, and it was so sweet, because the kids that came in December that got here for the first time while we were there, when we pulled up, and one of them that's new that saw us, she just came up and gave me the longest, biggest hug. And she's one of those girls that's like kind of tough girl, like I don't care about anything, but you could tell it meant so much to her that we were there, and I just kind of was taken away by how much it meant. And she said, I know I've only known you for a couple of days, but I just grew to love you so much. And said, I did too. And her brother as well, and then the other kids that we just met that just showed up there also, they're a different sibling group, but also were so excited to see us. And of course the kids that we already know. But it impressed upon me how sometimes you feel like, I don't know if these trips are making that big of a difference, and you know, are they more for me or for them? Like, how much can we really do in the short time that we're there to really benefit these kids? But to me, that hug and those looks and those smiles reminded me that sometimes I think we're doing more good than we realize. I wanted my kids to see that too, and we talked about that even though it's just a short time, that love that we sincerely feel for them and that we sincerely try to show them, that comes from God, means so much, and it really does make a difference, even if it's for not forever, if it's just for a short time that we get to be with them. So those are all things I've been pondering about, and just seeing that God does want us here. And sometimes it's hard, especially like financially, or like this time when I had to leave some of my kids, especially when I have to leave my littles, because they are more in need, and I worry if I'm doing what's best. But it's for a short time, and the difference it makes to these kids, I think, is worth the sacrifice on my part and on my kids' part. So that was a neat thing to see. So that was day one. We got to see them and feel their hugs and get to see their smiles. That was a good day. Day two, I needed to leave to go get this card that I came back here for. That's why I'm back to Tijuana, so that I could pick this card up. And I was a little nervous to go by myself, because it's kind of a really kind of sketchy part of town, and I don't know my way around very well, and parking's really difficult to find. But I also didn't want to take Dallin, because he's my 16-year-old, so I feel more safe when he's with me. But I have to go into the building by myself, so he would have to wait out on the street for me by himself. And he doesn't speak Spanish, so if people did try to tell him something, he might not know what to do, and that would worry me more probably. So I just decided to go on my own. but I'm driving there, and then I remembered that I do have a friend in Tijuana, and he was one of the kids that used to live at the orphanage, and now he's out, and he's going to barber school so he can learn to be a barber. So I sent him a quick text, and I was like, hey, are you busy right now? Would you mind coming with me to this thing I have to do? He's like, I would love to. And so I picked him up like 10 minutes later, and he had to get ready really fast because I actually woke him up with my call. But it was so neat to get to talk to him, to see his, he really wants to come help us with our project there in Solferino, and he's excited about that, and he's just so grateful, and he's learned so much. So I just love standing in line with him, hearing some of the lessons he's learned from living in an orphanage since he's been out, some of the experiences he's had, the learning experiences, and so wise for a 17-year-old kid, you know, because of what he's been through. And I think he'd be an incredible mentor for any of the younger kids if he does come and stay with us and help us out. So that was super fun. We went to a restaurant that he and his mom used to go to on Sundays. That was a real privilege to be invited there. And then we came home, and we played with the kids again, did some games, and got to spend time with them. Then today I got up and did this, came out to see this place. I'm gonna go try to make a visit to the DEEF tomorrow to see a couple of the kids that are there now who had run away. I doubt they'll let me see them, but I'm gonna go and try. Then we go home the next day. But then we'll just let some of these thoughts sit, or at least I will, see what feels right, study and go pray and go to the temple and pray for my family to start, you know, we all come to the same place, right? If we're all praying, Heavenly Father will unite us in thoughts and feelings and help us know the way. So that's what I pray for. Sometimes the process is slower than I would like, but it's also a unifying process, and that's a good thing. So yeah, that's how it's been lately. Good things happening, and I'll keep you posted on how tomorrow goes. So I'm driving away from one of the places I went to, and I was just, sometimes I'll see certain homes and I'm amazed, or I'm not sure what the word is, but just floored that people can live in some of these kinds of places, and I wonder what life must be like. You know, I think I just get so used to the comforts I have and how easy life is sometimes, and so I may be humbled is a good term for realizing just how blessed I am, and what responsibility that gives me, making sure that I do my part in doing something with those blessings, right? I think this is not how God intended his children to live, and you know, we're all royalty, and we're all his children, and he wants us all to thrive and to have what we needed to be safe, and to know of him, and to find joy in him. And you can do that anywhere, regardless of where you live. You know, what do we do? And I think the answer is that we start somewhere and start doing something. We all have the responsibility to kind of ask ourselves, like, how can I help? What can I do? And just start little by little, sacrificing something here or there, and seeing where God wants us to be, and just move forward, one little baby step at a time, and see how he would have us bless and help his children with the blessings he's given us. They're meant to be shared. So some of the thoughts I was having as I was driving down these streets today. We're here crossing the border on foot. It's the first time we've crossed the border on foot, so we're getting a new experience. What do you think so far, Josh?
Not too bad.
Not too bad. Down.
It's cold.
A little cold. Could be worse for sure. I don't know how to turn it off. Do you have any idea how to turn it off? Smile, Josh. How you feeling, Dallin?
Tired?
Josh? Happy now that you got cookies?
Yeah.
You apply for that? Our next trip to Mexico, like I said, is scheduled for April, so the next few videos will be about some of the family things that we're doing to prepare and to have a strong family, united family as we're moving forward, making decisions, making goals, and trying to be present and there for each other through all of these things and just through life, right? Anything that comes in our way and the different decisions. That's the other thing about adult children is that it's just a hard time of life. There's so many choices and so many challenges. Like, I mean, I have amazing kids, but every person has things that they have to go through, right? Whether it's mental health or choices or decisions or doubts or fears, and there's a lot in that time of life. And so helping each other go through those things in a positive, happy way, and helping the littles be able to transition well into those roles. So that's what we'll be focusing on here as we're trying to wait out the Lord's timing and be happy and grateful for the present. So I think that's it for now. I'm just about home, so I'll talk to you soon.